So today's all about wheelies. It's a pretty basic skill, but it does take practice to learn, and here's a couple of tips that might help you. So number one is get familiar with feathering your back brake and also slamming it on, grabbing it really fast. When you're at the top of the wheelie, if you go too far, you need to be able to jam that brake on like it's instinct. You can't be fiddling around, grabbing for it. It's got to, as soon as you're up there, whack, straight back down. So number one is make sure that one finger can get your brake to lock up without too many issues. Most modern bikes are no worries. Older bikes are a little bit different, but make sure that you've got enough finger there, enough power there in your single finger to bring the bike back down when it needs to be. I'll show you what I mean. So we're going up, grabbing it and coming back down. Up, too far, back down. Up, too far, bring it down. Too far, bring it down. So it's just that butt on the brake. So that's absolutely the most important part of doing a wheelie. Making sure that you got control of that back brake so you don't go off the back and hurt yourself. Number two, if you've never done it before and you're really intimidated by it, start on the grass. I've got a big old oval just there, but there's no need really. I've done a few wheelies before, so if you're not confident, start on some thin grass and or tight cut grass. Real thick grass will just be real hard to pedal through. Be soft to land on, but no good otherwise. Just looking forward. Once you get that front wheel up, you just got to look forward. Getting the front wheel up to start with is just a matter of pushing before you're pulling. Similar to the bunny hop, you're pushing and then you're borrowing that energy back from the ground. So you're pushing energy into the ground and it's giving it back to you. Makes it quite easy and quite controlled to get up. So I start standing and then I'll pop and sit down as the bike comes up. So it's kind of just in unison. I'll show you. Pop it up and then sit down. So let's focus on just finding that balance point first. We'll do a couple of laps. So I'm on the balance point. You can see there was a bit of left-right, counteracting where the bike was going, trying to keep it upright. So there's a lot of hip movement involved. As soon as you pop up and you've got that balance point, you've got to focus on which way the bike's falling. So if the bike's falling to the right, I'm going to move my hips to the left, and that's signified by my knee coming right out, kind of dragging the bike back over. Same story, if the bike's leaning over to the left, I'm dragging my body over to the right. But I'm not committing to it completely, I'm just pointing it that way. Because once it comes that way, you need to be able to counterbalance again and get it back into the middle. That wasn't too bad, pretty relaxed, and I'm just up, pedaling, looking ahead, and just waiting for those small counterbalances. So at first, when you go to counterbalance, you'll make big movements and it'll pull you back down. Once you get used to it, those movements will become a little finer, a little more fine-tuned, and you'll be able to just little that way, oh we got to go that way, little that way, oh we got to go that way, and it'll just get better and better. But it's just practice. It's literally just practice. Find a spot you can do it, pop that front wheel up, pedal along. Now I find going really slow is the absolute hardest. The faster you go, the easier it is, but obviously there's higher consequence of coming off the back when you're going faster. It's going to hurt more. So get used to that back brake, get used to that tip point. So up, slam it down, up, slam it down, up, slam it down, and then start hanging around at that tip point. So pedaling while you're up there and just feathering the brakes. It's all about that brake control, the rear brake control. So the whole time I'm up there, I'm not just balancing in that position. I'm trying to be brakeless up there, but feathering that brake, that back brake almost constantly. Let's have another look. So what do you got to do to improve your wheelies? Back brake control, really good at that back brake. Feathering, that'll give you the confidence to be able to practice more and get it up there. All of the fear in wheeling that I've seen is the fear of coming off the back. So nothing else bothers anybody, it's just coming off the back. It doesn't matter if you go down the side, whatever, it doesn't mean a thing because you just dab your foot. And that's another thing, flat pedals for sure. In clips, if you're not good at wheelies, don't do it in clips. Flat pedals. Do everything in flat pedals. Until you're really good at riding bikes, stick to flats. Clips are a benefit once you're good at bikes, but they're only a crutch up until then. So we got back brake control, feathering the brake so that your pedals keep you up, your brake keeps you down. So finding that balance, okay? Pointing your hips to counteract, so weighting yourself into the seat, staying relaxed and counteracting with your hips. So you've got hips, pedals and brakes. And then thirdly, looking up. You got to look to where you want to go. So I want to wheelie from the exercise machine over there to the camera. So in my head I've got the camera, like that's where I want to go, that's where I want to wheelie to. I'm not just hoping for the best and wheeling because there's no goal there, so there's no reason for your brain to stay focused on the task. And just enjoy it. Just go out and have some fun, have a laugh. You're going to hurt yourself, you're going to fall over. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Just enjoy yourself. Go out with your kids, you know, they can have a laugh at you falling over on the grass trying to do wheelies. It's not serious, it doesn't matter, it's just, yeah, it's just skill building and fun. So flat pedals, control your brakes, balance once you're in the air with your counterbalance, your hips left to hips right, and that's literally a pointing. You want to point your hips, you're not just shifting, you're pointing. So, and that goes the same for cornering, same for all your bike skills. You've got to point your hips where you want to go. And that's it. Happy wheelies.